Hey guys, welcome to the View Cryptos channel. Can XLM smash through $10 and $50 levels? We're going to explore these possibilities in today's video. So let's first start with some very bullish news. One of the world's oldest banks is issuing a Euro stablecoin on Stellar. A Euro stablecoin is being issued by one of the oldest banks in the world and is being done on the Stellar blockchain network. So, when using our technology to tokenize securities, you also have the payment method on chain, but not as a volatile cryptocurrency, as a stablecoin, said Albrecht in an interview. Banks normally wouldn't feel comfortable using stablecoins like Tether or USDC, due to the potential counterparty risk that is behind them. They prefer to work with stable coins issued by banks, and the same is true for institutional investors. The stablecoin is a very sensitive product and it requires a lot of trust from the users at the end of the day, he told CoinDesk. So if we look at other projects, for example Tether, there is kind of a trust issue. It relates to the fact Tether is not really publishing audit reports and stuff like that. In Germany alone, we are talking to several real estate developers that would like to issue tokenized securities themselves, but they also want an efficient payment method, he said. And guys, now let's look at Sam Connor's Twitter account. He has some very interesting interviews. And he interviewed Mr. Albrecht about the Euro stablecoin issued on Stellar. So let's listen to this part of the interview.
Man, that's great to hear. That's great to hear. So it's live today. For everyone listening in, what exactly does that mean? Going forward.
So first of all, it means that customers and clients of the bank can conduct payment transactions in relation to buying and selling of securities and other financial assets in real time. While normally you would have a so-called T+2 settlement, so settlement times are normally 2 days, sometimes even longer. Now you can settle instantaneously through an atomic swap. So that in itself is a huge achievement. But the bank is also opening up the stablecoin to other market participants. As was stated in the press release, Satoshi Pay, which is another company that is utilizing the Stellar protocol, will be using this stablecoin in order to conduct efficient cross-border payments. And Satoshi Pay, of course, won't remain the only company. So everybody who is interested in working with an extremely reliable and fully backed stablecoin on top of the Stellar network, I would encourage them to get in touch either with the bank directly or with us. Because this is something that has a lot of use cases where you want to conduct payment transactions in a highly efficient way and with an asset that is fully backed by actual fiat balances.
And I think that that's one of the things that is just so exciting and unique with the Stellar blockchain is that one person's success really is, it's appreciated by everybody because everybody can participate in the growth that one company, one individual can do, as you just mentioned with Satoshi Pay. So, any other businesses that are out there looking to utilize Stellar, thinking about it, well, make sure to reach out to Rodko, Bitbond. They will be able to point you in the right direction. So that's really great to hear. Look, Rodko, I really appreciate you jumping on. I just wanted to make sure to really embrace this great achievement of yourself, man. I've got to know you over the past year, and I'm really excited for the work that you guys have done in the past. Any plans for 2021 that you can share? What are you looking forward to the most?
So we're looking forward to seeing the stablecoin in action, right? So now the technology is there, the setup is there, the infrastructure is there. But what I really want to see now is putting it in action, seeing ideally millions of dollars, of euros worth of value being transacted in the stablecoin. So that's what it's really built for, right? This is not a showcase. This is not just a proof of concept, but this is an actual in production technology, and now we want to see it in action. So that's one of the main goals. And then, of course, also onboarding potentially other banks and other financial institutions onto this technology in order to help the market grow and help conduct financial transactions much more efficiently.
Absolutely. He said it. We've been saying it. This is not a proof of concept. Stellar is not here just putting out show pieces just for press releases. This is in production, and Rocco's telling you right now, he wants to see this thing fly. They want to add more banks onto the network. So stay tuned. I'm telling you, Rodco is very serious about what they're doing. Keeping close eye on BitBond as they proceed over the coming years. Rocco, once again, thank you so much for joining in. For everybody out there, don't forget to tune in with
really
Stellar
great.
Global.
You see, guys, the digital euro issued by a real bank on Stellar. So the European Central Bank doesn't need to experiment with the Stellar network. They have one of the oldest banks doing that already. So, and it's in production, it's working. So this is really huge, really bullish. And actually, I wanted to show you this also. So let's listen to this one.
Mature.
Actually, let's first let me read you. Banks we're working with now in most cases actually utilize the Stellar protocol. Banks use Stellar, and this is from Radko Albrecht. So I will just let you listen to this short video.
You can typically trade your share in that bond, while when you give out a loan, when you're a lender, you typically hold on to it until maturity. So let's assume it's our BB1 token is a 10-year bond. We borrow the money for 10 years. In the meantime, during the lifetime of the bond, we pay something that's called a coupon, which is another word for interest in the context of a bond. And then at maturity, which is after 10 years, we repay the full face value of the bond. But if you're an investor into the BB1 token, you can trade it on the SDEX, for example. While if you are a lender to a loan, you would typically need to hold on to it until maturity. And in the case of 10 years, it's relatively long, and you may not want to hold an asset for such a long time. So a bond typically provides a certain number of advantages compared to a loan. But at the end of the day, from the perspective of the issuer, which in this case is BitBond, it's a way to borrow money. And the reason we have launched it was to refinance our operations. At that time, it was mostly SME lending. But by now, as I mentioned earlier, we're not doing SME lending directly anymore. So we're utilizing the funds on the one hand for SME loans, but also to finance our own operations, which was one other use case that we described in the offering. And there's one other aspect that we didn't even predict so much about the BB1 token. Many others didn't know and didn't expect that a dematerialized security under EU, under European regulation is possible. And when others have seen this, that was the moment when we got approached by banks, by other financial intermediaries, whether we would share the tokenization technology with them as a service. And so the tokenized bond that we issued last year at the same time was a way to raise awareness for tokenization, for Stellar as a protocol, because also the banks that we're working together with now in most cases actually utilize the Stellar protocol, which is something that probably, was there no BB1 token, probably fewer banks would be utilizing the Stellar protocol today.
So are these new banks also leveraging the BB1 token, or is it represented in another format?
The banks use Stellar as a protocol.
So you heard it, guys. The banks use Stellar as a protocol. So this is really huge. And I wanted to share with you some very interesting info also about USDC. So what does it mean that USDC is coming to Stellar? The short answer, Circle Internet Financial will issue a USDC asset on the Stellar network. Developers and businesses will be able to integrate it into Stellar-based apps and services to allow users to make deposits and withdrawals. Users will be able to hold, transfer, and trade USDC just like any other asset on the network. Stellar USDC is part of Center's multi-chain USDC framework. It will coexist and interoperate with various USDC tokens on other chains, including the original Ethereum USDC token. Each chain offers advantages tied to specific use cases. Stellar, which is designed to connect all the world's currencies on a single platform, unlocks a whole new realm of payment-related applications for USDC. So guys, this is huge because basically USDC is going to be the bridge between Stellar and Ethereum. So Circle is going to provide completely free of charge a value bridge through USDC from Stellar to Ethereum. And of course, you know that interoperability is very, very important in the blockchain world, and this will help Stellar grow even more. And I like this part here very, very much. Stellar, which is designed to connect all the world's currencies on a single platform. So this is important. And let's continue. What is the benefit for businesses building on Stellar? USDC is held to Center's high standards to maximize the security of customer funds. It has proven adoption and deep global liquidity across countries and platforms, which make it an optimal asset for use in cross-border transactions. Fundamentally, it will make it easier to build apps and services that provide reliable access to tokenized USD to businesses and consumers all over the world. Okay. And how can businesses building on Stellar integrate USDC? Initially, Stellar-based USDC will be available at no cost via Circle business accounts. Developers can access it using both API and GUI, as well as through other Circle products. Soon thereafter, other businesses in the Stellar ecosystem plan to offer on-off ramps for USDC, including ones that comply with the SEP24 standards to allow for seamless interoperability with wallets and applications. And if you don't know what SEP24 standard is, SEP24 specifies how anchors interoperate with wallets to allow users to deposit and withdraw assets. Okay, so very, very bullish news related to USDC and Stellar. And one more thing that is very, very interesting, the partnership between Kauri and Tempo and how they're building on Stellar. So about Kauri, Kauri Integrated Systems is a financial technology company that provides value-added services over electronic payment networks. Kauri issues NGNT tokens pegged to the Nigerian Naira, allowing users to trade and redeem these tokens in a global market. And Tempo, maybe you're familiar with Tempo. Tempo is an electronic payment institution and the principal EU anchor for Stellar blockchain payments. Tempo acts quickly to ensure pricing, foreign exchange rates, agent opportunities, and customer service remain highly competitive in regards to local markets. And the challenge that they are trying to solve together: traditional remittance flows can be slow and cumbersome, constricted by how legacy systems currently operate. Money transfer operators charge senders high fees to make up for increased operating costs and technical inefficiencies. Receivers and end up losing value due to many times their money passes through unfavorable exchange rates before it arrives at the end destination. So let me show you this video here. They are explaining how they are actually partnering together in order to solve the issue that they're having in Nigeria with cross-border payments. So let's listen to this video here.
Stellar was created for currencies and payment, this technology. They understand exactly what market needs.
Lagos is a very vibrant, aquatic city. It's the financial center of Nigeria. Kauri Integrated Systems is a fintech company that uses blockchain technology to enable cross-border payments.
I like Paris. It's really a very beautiful city. Tempo France is a payment institution to provide money transfer business for individuals and businesses.
One of the fundamental reasons why it's difficult to make cross-border payments from Nigeria is due to the fact that the Nigerian currency Naira is not globally traded. Legacy cross-border payments have not kept up with modern technology. Whenever customers have to make payments, they normally have to go through many intermediaries, which leads to a loss of value and makes their payments more expensive. When we joined the Anchor program, we came across Tempo. Tempo is a stellar anchor, and that means they issue a token that represents euro currency. Kauri, we issue a token that represents the Nigerian currency. And in our partnership with Tempo, we transact over the Stellar network where we trade these tokens.
Immediately, Euro becomes EUROT, EUROT becomes Nigerian NGNT, and then NGNT becomes Nigerian Naira.
What Stellar can give you is liquidity for your currency, and also payments are regulated correctly by all the jurisdictions served by Stellar.
Clients can check any transaction from the beginning to the end.
We started out by serving mostly retail users, people who would purchase cryptocurrency. But ever since we opened up the Nigerian-European corridor, we're able to acquire business clients, and we've seen a lot of growth ever since then.
Transaction time, which means speed, it takes less than 10 seconds, and we increased our business 5 times during 1 year.
We've seen 5 times growth in daily payments over the last year. Today, we send 500,000 euro per week from Nigeria to Europe.
We are not going to stop only with Nigerian market. We are going to grow and extend our business in many countries and worldwide.
We're really looking forward to having global coverage for our cross-border payments business.
So, all in all, really nice. So, I want to continue with some facts about the euro actually. So, this is information from last year. Total value of euro banknotes in circulation is 1.293 trillion euros. And these are the banknotes in circulation, paper money. So you know that cash is really small part of all the euros that are in circulation in digital and other forms. So if we are going to talk about some price predictions for XLM, of course, this is not a financial advice. Let's continue with some information about banks' balance sheet deposits. So you see that this year actually corporates total is over 3 trillion euro. Households, deposits from households, the total is over 8 trillion euros, and other financials is almost 2 trillion euro. Let's take a look at bank's balance sheet, loans. So this is this information is for the euro area. So we are looking at all countries in the euro area that are using the euro. And yeah, actually about banks balance sheet loans. So total households, you see that this year above 6 trillion euro. Other financials total this year is a little bit above 1 trillion euro, and corporates total is 4.75 trillion euro. Let's take a look now at debt securities. So banks, the value is, for the banks, the value is 4.45 trillion euro. Corporations, 1.58 trillion euro. And when we are talking about total debt securities, almost 19 trillion euros. And let's take a look at securities listed shares. So this is yeah, here the actually when we are talking about corporations stocks, the value is 5.66 trillion euro, and other financials almost 1 trillion euros. So this is just to get the idea about how much euro is there in the euro area. And of course this is just some small part of all the euro in circulation. So, and when we take a look at actually at the XLM's market cap, here we can see that in order for XLM to get to $10, we have to reach a market cap of $210 billion. So, and when we look at all the euros that are in circulation, and even if we look at the banknotes, the euro banknotes that are in circulation, this number here, we see that actually $210 billion are not so much. And we're seeing that XLM and the Stellar network actually is being used by banks, and more and more banks, in my opinion, are going to use the Stellar network for cross-border payments, for tokenization, and so on and so on. And you see that the central banks are really trying to find the best solutions for issuing CBDCs, and they're trying to find the best solutions really fast, because Facebook's Libra is going to launch next year, and China has the first mover advantage in the CBDC space. So of course the big central banks doesn't want to lose and to give up financial control and financial power. Of course that the ECB is going to take the steps and move with the issuing of the digital euro, because they want, and they have to actually, they have to modernize the euro and to make the appropriate changes to their financial system, because the world is changing, and it's changing really fast, and blockchain technology is going to be adopted. This is the way it is. And of course the Stellar network is one of the best solutions for issuing CBDCs. And of course other really great solution for issuing CBDCs is the XRP ledger. And I really think that the XRP ledger and the Stellar network are going to be two of the biggest winners in the years to come, because they were created with the idea to be used for payments, for cross-border payments, and tokenizing fiat currencies and different kind of assets. So this is really huge, and I really think that if the European Central Bank chooses the Stellar network for the issuing of the digital euro, actually, of course, for risk management reasons, in my opinion, they're going to choose not only one blockchain network, but they're going to choose at least two blockchain networks in order to manage the risk. And in my opinion, both Stellar and XRP Ledger are going to be chosen for this purpose. And imagine if XLM's market cap can reach actually the total value of euro banknotes in circulation, or approximately the total value of euro banknotes in circulation, then let's see what the price of XLM per one XLM will be. So let's say that the market cap can reach $1 trillion, and then we are going to see a price of approximately almost $50 per XLM. So I really think that in the coming year or two we are going to see this kind of prices. Of course, this is not a financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Okay guys, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. Be safe and see you next time.